Hello there everybody and welcome back to Movie Squirm. Today I'm going to be reviewing the 2025 film Heart Eyes, and this is directed by Josh Rubin and stars Olivia Holt and Mason Gooden. When the Heart Eyes killer, who only shows up on Valentine's Day, comes to Seattle, two co-workers who are mistaken for a couple are targeted by the crazed madman. Now, when I first heard of Heart Eyes and seen the teaser trailer, I thought to myself, are we just trying to cash in on the whole pop culture thing to do with the heart eyes emoji here? I mean, there's been an emoji movie in the past, of course, and also a lot of people use the heart eye emoji. So I just thought, is this movie trying to relate to teens a lot, by the way, and, you know, just be a little bit of a cash grab there? But I couldn't be more wrong. This movie absolutely goes for the gore and has a lower age rating at the back of its mind. Now, Ali, our main protagonist, is a little bit down on her luck when it comes to the dating game. She feels like she's made a mistake by breaking up with her ex-boyfriend and stuff. She just seems a little bit lost there. But when Jay comes into her life, there does seem to be a little bit of a connection and things may seem on the up. But this movie, a lot of the time, does feel like a little bit of a rom-com. Like, for long stretches, it's just these two exchanging dialogue, being on a date, and it has that whole vibe in the background of what a rom-com would feel like. It goes for them themes, you know. The movie just feels like at times I forgot about the horror, you know, but then boom, the horror will come in and people will start to get sliced up left, right, and center. And for me, that really did work. You know, I was really invested in these two characters and the whole rom-com style subgenre it was going for. But when the horror hits, you're like, holy shit, I totally forgot about that. And then we just go for a lot of creative kills and stuff. So I think they complement each other very well, actually. And this is a really good film to watch with your significant other, if they do like horror, of course. But, you know, the whole movie plays on couples, and it just feels like I haven't seen too many horror movies do this before, if any. Like I said, the chemistry between these two characters is done very well. I think, you know, Ali is a character who you really just want the best for straight away. You attach yourself to her from the off. She is a very likable person and quite funny at times as well. So I think she's a good lead here. And when Jay sort of comes in and you see that connection, you really do want it to work out as an audience member, and you want them by the end to, you know, hit it off basically. But this movie is actually hilarious at times. Remember I said rom-com? But the comedy is just nuts. I mean, I couldn't believe how funny this movie actually was. I found myself laughing so hard in the cinema at times, along with many of my audience members, and it just made for such an entertaining time at the cinema. Now, a lot of the comedy here comes from side characters who just pop into the movie here and there, and what I like about that is it made no characters in this film unlikable. I just thought everyone, you know, had their fun moments, and then someone else would come along and, you know, make another joke here and there. And it just made the movie to be so entertaining for the whole 90 minutes. There was no one I disliked in this movie at all. You know, just everyone was there having a good time on screen. But what I also liked about Heart Eyes is that it does poke fun at social media. And I really like it when films do that, because it can remind ourselves to not let social media dictate our everyday lives. It doesn't go too heavy-handed, but there were some very clever scenes. However, the main thing I came for here is the horror. I'm a massive slasher fan. I run this horror channel. And the Heart Eyes killer looked awesome. I love the big stocky build on this, you know, new slasher icon, maybe. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. But also the trench coat and everything just looked awesome. And when there are moments where this killer is in the dark, his eyes will light up, you know, bright red, the heart. And I was like, holy shit, that looks fantastic. I really wish they'd done that a little bit more, because it was actually quite freaky as well. But yeah, there are only one or two scenes from what I remember. However, it's still an awesome killer. I mean, there are so many aggressive and creative kills here. The Heart Eyes killer does not hold back. There's some very, very violent and mean-spirited kills going on, especially the opening scene where it was all building up to something. I went, surely they're not going to go there. But yeah, it did. No cutaway bullshit. Everything just fully on screen. A very, very violent kill to kick the movie off. And it doesn't slow down. Now, there is a mix of CGI and practical effects here. And to be honest, I can see this being the norm from now on. A lot of horror fans have been crying out for practical effects to come back, and rightly so. And I feel like a lot of directors might just do this, have maybe half practical, half CGI, just to try and please them people. But also, it is cheaper to go down the other route, so a mix might keep everyone happy, I suppose. However, despite this film being really funny at times, there were moments where I just thought, okay, we're doing it a little bit too much now. I mean, the whole rom-com style thing mixed with the horror was nice, but sometimes when kills are happening, people are still having time to tell the odd joke here and there while they're being chased by the killer, and that's where the horror sort of doesn't feel too serious at times. It just feels a little bit too silly, and I wish when the Heart Eyes killer was trying to take people out and stuff, they kind of just forgot about the comedy and leave that to the other scenes. I mean, it didn't bother me a lot, but sometimes I was like, oh, please don't do it. You know, you're getting really tensed up here and stuff, and then someone will throw a one-liner in there. There are times to do the comedy in horror. I also think the ending here is kind of underwhelming and a little bit over too ambitious with what it's trying to do. I don't even feel like it was fully explained. You know, maybe I'll have to watch the movie again. But I didn't predict it. You know, it's not a predictable ending in my opinion. So kudos to them for that. But I never predict the endings. But I just felt like it was a little bit over the top, which was disappointing. Now, you do have to suspend your disbelief at times because the Heart Eyes killer takes so many risks in this movie. And every police authority is looking for this person. So, for me, it just felt like a little bit unbelievable at times. Like, the Heart Eyes killer will attack in very public places, and he would have to have eyes at the back of, you know, his head to try and avoid anyone attacking him or crowds of people jumping on him, because in real life I feel like this would happen. There's a moment, for God's sake, where he attacks some characters in a police station of all places. That's a place where a killer would keep very far away from. So yeah, at times I was just like, as if this would happen. One thing that really did bug me about this movie, though, is that it's 2025 and people are still falling over in horror movies when being chased. I hate when this happens. It's the worst horror trait out there. It just feels like lazy writing, and it doesn't build any tension, because when someone falls over, I just roll my eyes every single time. Okay, I get it when it happened in the 80s and stuff, in the 70s, but now, come on, man. I mean, it's just so predictable. We know it's going to happen in all these horror movies, and I just hate it. And it happens more than one occasion here. Also, as much as I did like the two leads, I do think Mason Gooding can be a little bit off with his line delivery at times. I mean, it just feels like he's overacting. I mean, it didn't turn me off the character or anything. You know, I still liked his character. I liked the chemistry he was having with Ali and stuff. But it was noticeable. So, yeah. I'll look silly in about 5 years when he wins an Oscar, I'm sure. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Heart Eyes a 7 out of 10. Despite a few problems there, I've got to say, this was one of the most entertaining times, or probably the most entertaining time I've had at the cinema all year. This was such a blast, and definitely watch it with your partner. You know, I think you will both get a blast out of this movie. Okay, guys, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, this is a minor spoiler for one of the jokes that happens in the movie. It's not going to give away the story or anything like that. But two detectives in this movie are actually called Hobbs and Shaw. And someone makes a joke about it going, oh, Hobbs and Shaw, like the movie. And one of these characters is Jordana Brewster, who was obviously in the Fast and Furious movies. And then they just say, oh, I haven't seen it. Now, this joke was meant to happen before Jordana Brewster was even cast. So that is a little bit of a coincidence, I think. Okay, guys, hope you all enjoyed this review. Don't forget to check out more 2025 horror movie reviews. They'll be in the link down below. What did you think of Heart Eyes? Sorry, this is a little bit late. I know everyone seemed to watch this movie before me, but I finally got the review out there anyway. So thanks so much, guys. If horror is your sort of thing, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. It really helped me out. You all take care. I'll see you on the next video.